Hi, I'm Amy, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make a little pair of earrings like this. So a little pair of earrings using a head pin. I've got all my materials down here. So head pin. So a head pin is basically a piece of wire with something at the bottom that stops the bead from falling off. It's as simple as that. I've got my earring wires there as well. I have got my beads and I've got my pliers. So let me talk to you about the pliers. Okay, so we need, let me just straighten you up. Oh dear. Okay, right. So we need a pair of chain nose pliers, a pair of round nose pliers. Now, if you look at these, they look very similar. But if you take a close look at them, you'll see that these have got a flat inner edge. They're called chain nose pliers. And these are completely round and taper down to a point, and they're called round nose pliers. So what we need to do first is we're going to thread our bead onto our head pin. And you see these are actually called ball pins. So head pins, you can get them in all different types, and they have kind of different bottoms, some more decorative. These are actually called ball pins, and these have got a little bead at the bottom. See that? All right, now I'm right-handed, so I'm going to be holding the round nose pliers in my left hand. That's really important to remember. So if you're right-handed, you hold the round nose pliers in your left hand. And what I'm going to do with those is just grip my bead. But what you will see, if you look closely, is, how can we see that there? Can you see that tiny little gap between the bead and the plier? Tiny little gap there, okay? Now what we do with that is we then take the end with the chain nose pliers. Now notice at the minute, my pliers are horizontal and my wire is pointing up towards the ceiling. Then what I do is I take grip the end of the wire, I pull it away from me and down towards the table, see it? Pull it back towards me, and I've made my loop. There. Now that little gap that I left, what I want to do is I'm going to wrap into that. So now I'm going to turn my pliers so they're pointing up towards the ceiling. Here's my wire, and I'm going to wrap around above the bead. Can you see where I'm going? Look, I'm going between the bead and the plier in that little gap. Remember the gap that we left at the beginning? Like that. There we go. So wrap it all in. Now these ball pins are perfectly sized for this type of bead, this size of bead. So there's nothing for me to cut off. There's no extra wire there at all for me to cut off. If there was, I would use these, which are called side cutters. Now, if you have a little look at these, we've got one flat edge and one inverted edge. Now, you would cut with the flat edge against the bead because then you get a nice flat edge. And then if you're cutting off any little bit, you can catch it by putting your finger over that bit. Then it doesn't all go in the carpet and stick in people's feet. Okay, and then all I need to do on my one, can you see it? It's not the easiest to see actually. There's a tiny little bit poking out here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to grip it here and squeeze it in like that. There we go. I've got my little loop. I'm going to just pull it into the middle a bit, make it a bit more central. So then I've got my earring wire here. I'm going to grip it. All earring wires are going to work in a different way, but generally you're going to have a loop to put it onto. With these ones, you want to hold it right by where the loop is. With any of them, you want to hold it where the loop is. If I hold it here and start trying to open that loop, it's going to bend from down here and make a mess of it. So I'm going to hold it here, pull that open, thread my bead on, like so, all the way around. There we go. And then close it up. Ta-da! There we go. Well, I hope you found that useful. Thanks for watching. Bye.